Topic two, or no, topic one. I am sorry. Topic one, D&D. D&D. By the way, when I paused the last or stopped the last recording, I got an alert that says, "Hey, you like the camera app? Rate it." And I'm like, no, but I thought I'd talk about it. I don't like to rate things. I don't like emojis either. D&D. So my online group of friends, and we're online because originally because we had everybody in one location back when I lived in California except for one, and he would just Skype or Discord in for it. But eventually, we started playing games he was running instead of just me running or another one of the players running. And so when he started running, we started playing completely online. Uh, when he would run a game, we'd all be in our houses and he'd run. And he's in Canada, so I've never actually seen him in person, though I do know what he looks like. Anyways, this same group, even when I moved out here, I was still playing with them a bit, and we will started to have problems when we added too many players to our group. And this group usually has stayed pretty small, mostly because different people, have problems with different other people. Like I'm a person who get along with all of them individually and as a group, but there were some people that ended up coming in that would only get along with them on certain bases, and cause some strife. But besides that, we also started getting too many, and so that's why the group stayed small. But we found enough people who were like compatible with the group that we started adding games. But then scheduling conflicts came up where there was a guy who was good for our games, but his personality was a little um, antagonistic towards the other characters. So he really only worked, as far as I am personally aware, because some of the games I was unavailable for, so I'm not always joining these games. Um, he fits more in a game where you're not really working with each other cohesively, but more like you're fighting against each other and you can make alliances and stuff. He works a lot better as an antagonist than as a cooperative player in a D&D game. Mostly because he has some personal positions like magic sucks, and specifically Star Wars and Warhammer 40k, the Force, and psychers and psychics and all that. That really sucks. He doesn't like any of it. And it's like, okay, cool. So either we play other characters that have nothing to do with this stuff and don't like it, or you're gonna act a little antagonistic towards all of them because that's you personally, and then you pull that into your characters. Your characters never. It's one of those like your characters are like you problems, which makes sense. I mean, I don't like things like brothels, and so in real life, brothels are a terrible thing. Personally, it's a personal opinion on brothels. And so I have a hard time, like if the characters need to visit a brothel or something, I have a hard time with my character, me having a character walk into a place like that because I just don't want my character in there. So I had in a campaign just like, okay, we got to go see this guy who's the manager of this brothel, and I like my character doesn't go. I'm gonna go do something else in town. I'm gonna stay away. And I was like, as out of game note, if my character went, she'd burn down. And she's not even very much of a fire person. She's just, it's gotta go. So I have to introduce something to the characters because I feel strongly enough about it that most of my characters, I try to play a character that play everything chaos, fairy law, standard, the nine alignments. I try to play characters of all the alignments. It's kind of hard to do sometimes because certain alignments antagonize with others. And so it's like I've got a lawful good paladin in my group or a lawful good character. I'm gonna have a hard time if I try and play a chaotic evil character because I don't play a chaotic evil character as evil for evil's sake, right? I play a chaotic evil character who's me first, and I don't care if I'm breaking any laws or not. So the lawful good paladin is others first, or lawful good character generally should be others first, and we follow the laws of the land. I've had someone play a lawful good character that I had to tell them, you're not really lawful good, you're more like lawful neutral. Because what it was is they didn't follow any laws of the country. They set their own boundaries and rules for themselves, and they stuck to it. That was their point. They stick to this set of rules that they have for their character. They don't care about the rules of land. I think one of the rules involves that. And another way I get away with playing chaotic evil characters in particular is that I like, okay, my chaos, I like to cause mischief type things, and the evil is me first, but I'm not going to intentionally do something to hurt another character or massively injure. That's how I get away with that because I'm a little bit antagonistic. The character always backs off before I do something that causes enough strife that would split the party or cause an argument or a fight within the game, or even outside of the game. Like, because you could play a chaotic evil character that doesn't get along with certain characters and causes some problems, and sometimes because some and they're great players too can get so in the mind of their character that when the session's over, some of that carries over into them having some dislike or distrust for the other player, not just the character. So I don't really have that because I'm easily detached from my characters. So that's that. But what I'm excited for that's coming up is last week, the same group that I'm talking about here restarted one of our campaigns, and we just kind of picked up where we left off and we ran. But we did a pretty much session one of the new start was doing it from the beginning of our campaign to this point, review by each of the players for XP because that's how the DM rewards XP. Beginning of session is a review. Each player does a review from the purpose of their character and will get XP for it. I ended up getting some bonus XP because I was messing with the other players as they were trying to give their backstory, like correcting them and stuff like that, and teasing them. It was hilarious. So I got some XP. The DM's like, entertain me. When you provide your backstory, if you can entertain me, I'm going to entertain you when other people are providing backstories because it's going to be hilarious. But yeah, so tonight, second session, I ended up being a little late because of something I was aware of, but wasn't told when it was, so I kind of forgot about it and didn't warn them. And so since I didn't warn them, I will be late to the session tonight, but not show up. I warned them since I learned of it. So that is the D&D stuff. It's Star Wars, and we're playing CIS Scum is the name of our campaign because we're playing Clone Wars era, or shortly before the Clone Wars. But we are Dooku is still leading the separatists, but he's not following the rules too. I know technically in canon, especially the Clone Wars cartoon show, he didn't follow the rule too, but he didn't he tried to keep it a secret. Right? He secretly trained an apprentice. He didn't tell Palpatine. Palpatine found out because the Saw's Ventress is not 100 success rate when she went to assassinate people. So it's like a Sith, another Sith. I wonder who did that. I am the only Sith Lord there is. I'm the only Sith Master there is, and I've only created one apprentice as to follow the rule of two. Yeah, I don't think it's too hard to say. Dooku has an apprentice, and I should tell him he must get rid of his apprentice. Um, but Dooku is blatantly like, yeah, I'm not following that. I believe, if I remember correctly, this version of Dooku was like, yeah, he's not conspiring with Palpatine anymore. He basically formed his own Sith order, which is following the rule of many or something like that, where he's the master, and then he has many. He has several lords under him who have their own apprentices who teach their own way, kind of thing. And that's interesting enough. One of the characters in the campaign, because my character is an apprentice. So the two lead characters, player characters in the campaign, is Kratos, who's Kratos with a different pronunciation and a little bit of a different personality, obviously, because the player can't exactly match Kratos from God of War in personality, but close. And the other one is, what's the name of the character? Just character name doesn't matter, but it's my character's master, and he's the one with the resources to have the ship, to have to hire and have an income and the contacts to get jobs and stuff. So he is that guy, and that's what uh, who my character's apprentice to. So we're not all the same power level. You got the two lords who are close to each other, but not quite, because the guy who's in charge, the leader, has more experience. Um, so he's higher, and then slightly below him is the Kratos, right? And then each of them, there's four of us players and a DM. Each of them have an apprentice, and I'm apprentice to the leader. And my build is kind of force power centric. I want the force powers. Right now, I only have two, but I want the force powers. I'm trying to build a force power character. Though that'll be changing a little bit depending on the campaign. Since I'm posting these videos, and it might be that one of the other players sees it, can't really explain exactly how I want my character to change and what exactly might be happening with the character. And the other character is, surprise, surprise, Atreus. Atreus. This name is our character. God of War reference. That was the point. And they're apprenticed to Kratos. And so they're more of a, Kratos is a dexterity lightsaber wielder build, dealing mostly with the fighting aspect. And like I said, my master, other character who's a lord, is a leadership type of character. And I'm a force powers type character. I want to know more about the force and that kind of stuff. And then his is a brawn or strength based um, lightsaber fighter, but he's still an apprentice as well. So that's how that's going. And second session since we restarted is tonight, and I'm excited about it. So that was topic one. Decker, Mr. Decker out. I hope you'll join me for topic two.